to try doing a little bit of pre-roll for these videos now so you guys can see the deck lists before going up. The first match that I'm uploading is this War of the Worlds Wayland Built to Last deck that's using Government Takeover, 3 Global Food Initiatives, and Hostile Takeover, with a plan to score a hostile and then Biotic Labor out a Red Planet Couriers to score the Government Takeover from hand, and use Punitive Counterstrike to win if the runner accesses first. The other deck the deck that I will actually be piloting is a variation on the Hivemind MaxX that I uploaded a little while ago. I went very greedy and cut the Black Orchestra for a Wildcat Strike, and the second Knobkerry for a Wildcat Strike. This ends up coming back to hurt me this game, but I will let you go and see it. I also think, in retrospect, because I'm recording this long after the game happened, I probably didn't have to play quite as poorly as I did with the Max deck, but I think this is an interesting match, so I hope you enjoy it.
And I think because of how it works, you really want to be, for example, if the Government Takeover ends up in your hand, and then an HQ, you need to out of your hand ASAP if you can't do anything with it.
I think my deck is a snap keep.
Also, okay, so yeah, I was going to be going to bed, but I forgot to do the washing, so I'm going to have to do washing now. Because I've got certain goes in the other game, so I'm having to wait for that now. So I can watch a little bit.
Man, this is a hard choice. I think I have to mulligan this, but it has some really nice tools.
It does, I guess. I guess for me, you're probably wanting to
slow.
Deal, slow, and obviously in things, I guess, potentially at some point, or doing I assume that's in the list, because
like this hand is basically 1 econ card and then 2 cards I want to have sometime before the game ends, and then some fun tools, and that seems like I could do better. Yeah, like this hand is much better.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, interesting.
Okay. So
or this,
that draw actually changes things.
Yeah, I probably should respect the potential if this is an HHN like BtL Arcus list until I see otherwise, but
I think it's reasonable to just play the deck. I'm definitely, when I see Max playing against Hivemind's turn 1.
Yeah, if it's not, if you see 45 cards in the list, you can assume it's Hivemind Max right now. You probably should be on 45 regardless of what Max deck you're playing, but
that's a whole nother long debate about the different
99 card Max decks are so much fun. But so I think the move is card 1, card 3 in R&D, and then card 6 in HQ. Because I want to be flexible about where I put card 4 for a little bit.
yeah, I think it's just the 3 of us, so I think feel free to go ahead and make your.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Yep, that's a solid start. What do I lose? Earthrise, daily casts.
Not complaining about that.
Let's do this.
I
think there's like there are things that punish me in theory, but like this is not even that bad, I think.
It's not. I mean, getting the advancement counter is really nice.
I don't care. Like you're actually, it means I'm saving you a click basically, on the advancement counter.
But I'm more than happy for you to spend a click to give me a click.
That suggests something on R&D, but again, I would rather some lay of the land here.
I'll let that one be a mystery.
This is a weird one.
If you cancel the Government Takeover early, there's a chance I haven't got the punitive yet, and if you get the Government Takeover, then you've just won.
Yeah.
Because that means they can't basically win the game, and you can just sit back as long as you want.
Yeah. So I guess the thing,
it's okay to risk it on a single access.
Yeah, I mean, like this is your list is pretty RNG heavy, ultimately.
Very much so.
I guess the question is, do I install 2 and 5, or just 5 and 6? I'm thinking 5 and 6 is probably... No, 5 and 6 I think is just more consistent. Because then I can do the...
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Like, there's potential good stuff with... But I'm really dependent on drawing dirty laundries if I do the other play. If I do the, like, expensive play.
Yeah. No, I think I can... Because, yeah, if you do that, you're just struggling at that moment, yeah. So you might as well just, as I said, you can afford to set up.
Okay. I feel like the right move is 2 in R&D and then click both of the ones that don't have a counter.
Yeah, so you definitely want to click. Yeah, definitely want to sort of get the value from the ID.
Yeah, because I'm gonna, especially with Aka now, it might start firing more. So I want to make sure I have at least the clicks that are worth money now. So much money. Much wow.
Alright, Econ, that's one place you could go. Okay.
Yeah, the draw's interesting, I felt. But
I don't...
I mean, I've never played. I'm not a Mac player at all, so.
Yeah. It's more like, I don't... There's not that many things I feel like I have to install here.
No, that's true.
And like there's really good stuff I can hit on that draw. Like hitting a gamble there would have been like there's enough hits that I think it was worth looking at, and you want to go fast, but it might have been wrong.
No, that's fair.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to install anything in my hand here or just throw away 2 cards, because I have 2 cards I don't mind throwing away here. I don't love it, but maybe that is just the play. Let's just click for credit. Go pop.
So there's a paper clip, and 1 knob is in the gin. I think there's only 1 knob in this deck. So...
Yeah. In the list I'm running, the like official published list has 2 knob, but they cut that and the Black Orchestra for Wildcats.
But based on that, I'm fairly sure then that you have labor rights in hand because you're trusting in it, which is, I think, a reasonable assumption. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's a reasonable assumption.
Just to start to disincentivize daily laundries, I think I'm going to do this in archives. Advance.
Okay.
There goes the progenitors.
Thank you, deck. You're just doing lovely stuff to me here, but that's all. Well, as I say that, I go. Let's go gamble, Earthrise.
Never mind. That your deck is behaving just as it should. This is an interesting one. I think I definitely want to get my Akats advanced this turn. But then what are the other 2 clicks I want to do?
Do you draw, maybe?
Yeah, there is enough good stuff to draw, but I think that's an okay first move. Okay, that's an interesting draw. Based on that, I think the move then is advance HQ and then advance my outermost in R&D.
Okay.
Again, a lot of this is based on me reading the deck.
All right, that is 3 progenitors in the bin. That's a little frustrating, but that's how it goes. I don't think
Yeah,
it's actually
Stop
that
with your
bad.
hive mind. Let me purge it real quick.
Let's see. I think I'm okay to just dirtle a little bit more here.
Yeah, nothing's really happened. Also, setting up, they've not scored anything yet, so.
I can just do this and then that. I mean, this
Okay.
deck is just looking to RPC Government Takeover and then score the hostiles, but they don't have the money for that yet. So they're a mass comm away, which I'm sure they'll have shortly. But
Yeah, you're not running clock.
I have no action. There's no clot in the bin, so. Beautiful.
Not what you love to hear, but
Let me just think for a moment here. It's definitely this. This.
oof. At least you didn't get the cookbook power on the Amakua.
Yeah.
All my one strength ice are grateful for that.
I think I do. This feels weird. But I think I have to do this at some point.
I think that definitely is the move, but
Mm.
I don't see your hands.
Oh, I should have done something else. Well, no, never mind. I'm all good. I'm actually pretty happy here.
What are you thinking?
So goals for this turn, I think I definitely am going to be advancing R&D. The question is then, I think there are two kind of reasonable courses of action there. The first is play card 3 and advance it. The second is to draw and do something else. And do I think the draw will be helpful for me? I think the answer is yes. So I'm going to draw. So I think I do the draw, see what I get, and then advance R&D and archives if I get nothing better.
Yeah.
Is that something better? I think that doesn't change the turn I want to make. And then I think I discard 4 and
There's a tricky one. What do you discard?
maybe 4 and
What do you like for though? Potentially.
I like it too, but it's done its purpose.
Maybe.
This is why drawing might have been a mistake, but
Yeah.
I think drawing was still worth it. I think it has to be for maybe 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Okay. This feels like an odd play. It's like less optimal than I would like, but I think Oh, I don't need to install paperclip here. That makes this play a lot better. Oh, so do I just bounce?
Do you want me to fire or do you want to bounce?
I'm thinking here. Because keeping it down on advancement counters... no, I'd rather take an access, I think, because it dies next run. I somehow did the math on that wrong. I thought I was going to take more runs to kill, but...
Fire?
Yeah. Oh, it does, but whatever. It's not going to check till after
If you
this.
didn't think I was running Government Takeover now.
Yeah, there is a world where I just lose here and I need to install the imp instead, but this purge is like...
Oh, I always forget that's how this...
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
slower than it's one access. It should gain the virus counter and then check. So I did actually have this right. I can't install the imp here. It's in my hand, which is very unfortunate.
Ah.
If I had thought a little bit more carefully, I may have discarded the imp, so I could install the paperclip and then simul-chip the paperclip at some point.
Yeah.
I like that.
Or even this turn when you trash the chisel, you can get the imp out now.
Yeah, it's in my hand, unfortunately. Yeah, so
if you meant to discard it,
sorry,
then obviously
yeah.
you still chip it immediately.
Fortunately, you only took away 2 of 3 advancements.
True, but you're taking off the magic 9 at least for now.
Yep, true.
Oh, that is a good point. You're below 9 right now, which is a big deal.
That's my unit of currency. I'm not a credit compression or quick
That's
compression.
just dead. There's no ice you can install on R&D that I am even remotely afraid of here.
I mean, the other consideration is until they get a mass com, they can't afford to res very much because they need 9 credits, don't they, for the combo?
True.
And obviously they can't do it next anyway because they need to get some advancements. So,
Well, I want to get back to the right number, so I'm definitely protecting HQ this turn.
Yep. Yeah, no. I mean, you can't
Do
not
I
protect HQ
draw?
in this board state for sure.
Do I draw before then, though, is the question.
so
Worst case scenario, if I draw before then, I have to throw out card 6. And I actually think I'm okay throwing out card 6.
I think you could because I know what 2 of your clicks are.
Yeah. I think 2 of the clicks are obvious, the final one's
And if there's nothing else, yeah.
So I think I draw.
Hmm.
Yeah, because you would like to not install the Mass Fingo, I think, if you can avoid it.
Yeah, something else would be nicer.
Because I can instant simul-chip it. I think? Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, because how does the paperclip trigger work? Paperclip is
God,
when
now
you
we're getting to-
encounter, then when you encounter. But I don't think I get to use the when encounter triggers on both. Like, I can't trash the paperclip with the simul chip to get my when encounter effects a second time.
I think I do draw and hope for something better, and if not, I do Mass Bingo click.
Okay.
That is something better, but I think... I think it's still HQ click. And then I discard card 5.
So this is actually very nice for me now. I get to go bop. Up. Do I just pop this immediately?
Do you need the money?
No. So I think I save it just as a simul chip target so that I can run HQ twice if for some reason I don't use my imp counter here.
Now the question is...
So the reason I do pop it is because it is, what, $8?
Do I res this? Because if I don't res it, they can't trash anything else.
No. And if they trash, I suppose it comes down to if they're going to. I mean, they're gonna. Yeah, because also it's going to be very taxing, is it really?
It's not going to be taxing. I don't think they might pop the simul chip to get a chisel, but I actually am not. Well, would they? I think it depends on their board state, and I think they could end up making the right decision. And I know we're not. Yeah, so I think I'm not going to res.
Okay. No, I can go with that.
Yeah, I think if you don't... So, line I'm going to take here... Because right now trashing one card a turn is not enough. So now I run HQ again. Oof.
Nice.
I have gotten so lucky this game.
Yeah, I mean, this deck is on 2, I think, just because this matchup is rough, but... I'm not even sure that you're... I guess you have the combo here, right? That's the...
So I don't need to purge now, which is nice.
Yep, saving yourself the purge is a big deal.
I think protecting HQ now that the imp is out is going to be very helpful. So I think it's going to be draw as my first.
Yep.
Click.
I like that.
Okay.
So what do you draw again?
Yeah, I think I do. That's nice. And I think last quick is going to be 4 on HQ.
Yep. So yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky now. Because you know there's CVS and archive, so there's no sort of easy ones there now. Oh no,
Yeah.
I was talking to the corp side now.
Ah, got it.
Or the runner side, sorry.
Okay.
So I'll try and flip between different sides.
Do I res this? This I actually think I do res.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to think, can they... I mean, there are ways they can deal with it. But it just chews up more of their resources.
What? Yeah, they definitely can deal with it, but it taxes some resources of theirs.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Taxing resources, yeah.
And it maintains the 9 if they trash it.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep, just thinking here.
Well, they get a credit back. Now I can res that 1 credit tithe I have on R&D.
Yep.
So single access.
I think I know what I do here.
I'm curious what you think. What I think I do is I don't res the outermost and I do res the innermost.
I think the opposite.
You think the opposite?
Because what happens? Well, let's go for the card. If you do res it, what happens?
So that's the assuming that's the Colossus on the outermost of R&D. So if that is Colossus, hypothetically, you go down to 4 credits, and then I walk through it with a Botulus and then probably jack out. And then then presumably you've drawn a Masscom by now, so you'll bounce back up and threaten again, and I have to spend a turn rebuilding.
Yeah, I think I'm convinced at this point. I do outermost instead of innermost.
Yeah.
Not a Botulus though.
Yeah.
Or
But
not
I think because they have to do all this, they cannot let this fire.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Which is why I like.
I need to res one of them because and I think this is the better one to res.
Yeah, because it's just there's no choice in the matter of this one. Because yeah, if that fires, you win the game. You actually probably just win the game.
Yeah, 100. You guarantee you win the game, I think.
So therefore, by forcing you to break it, it just gets rid of more resources. So it doesn't fire, but it's just
what's left in my deck? I've got Gamble's gone, DL's gone, Fermenters. Oh, I've got one Fermenter on the board, so they're gone. Salvage's gone, Rebirth gone. What's left? So there's an Earthrise left in the deck. There's a 2 Wildcats are down. I guess I could look at my list. That might be helpful instead of just trying to show off and take an extra hour. So it looks like it's 1 Hivemind, 1 Botulus, and my last cookbook. So I think I just don't care. Oh no, it's not my last cookbook. It's something else, but I don't think I care too much about it.
But wait a second, you didn't say any of your labor rights.
I have all 3 in hand.
Yeah, that's the funny part, yeah.
I literally drew all 3. It's pretty silly. I just I've had worse to draw 3 cards I don't care about. It's like I don't have much else to advance my board state here is the issue. And 6 credits is enough for a Colossus, so I don't really get to keep pressuring. And I can't actually play the labor rights this click. So what's left here? What is left? Is it a daily? No, all 3 daily casts. There's 1 Hivemind, 1 Botulus.
Are you running Tranquilizer?
Yes, that's the last card. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that... Yeah. That's actually kind of helpful in this board state, up until you play Masscom 1 time. Man, clicking for a credit feels quite dumb here, but maybe is my line? Because there's nothing better I can do. I'd rather save labor rights and I've had worse for next turn, so that I can 2 clicks get three tools.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's just take a credit, and I don't think I want to click the fermenter yet. I guess no. I actually want all 3 of those cards in the bin. The drawing is just not worth it.
Yep.
I think I draw 1. Okay. Maybe I do 7, 6 in a new server. No, I don't think that's the right move.
I was thinking 4 and 7.
4 and 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it just wastes their time.
It's a new, sort of, yeah. And clicks are so important in this deck.
Because otherwise, I think for you, the click, what can you do? That click not really tremendous
What?
amount useful.
Yeah, I gave him a free Knob Curry click, I guess, but
Possibly
Yeah.
they're gonna go fetch it the labor rights, install it, run. They're spending 3 clicks to do that. You're fine with that.
yeah, I
I
think I'm
think.
fine with that.
And
So now they're on a 9 cards timer.
I think that's plenty, to be honest.
Oh, I agree.
Like,
But
my out here is probably infinite knob and just trash all your agendas, and I don't care. Or just have a billion credits, and I also don't care about your win condition. So Nakari Rebirth and a Simul chip seems decent here. I can't think of anything bad. The question is, do I not want this Nakari yet? Because I don't really have a way to use it, and that's maybe the right call. So I think it actually might be Rebirth and double Simul chip. Okay. That is basically exactly what I want. So I go... I technically could do Ed instead.
I think freedom is almost always.
Yeah, I think freedom is just going to be better in a lot of cases. Let's go, no action. Do I do that again? That seems very greedy. Is a win condition.
I think you have to give it to that. I think.
Yeah. So I could top deck.
Yep.
So quick one, I think, is very clear to me.
Yep.
Which is install 6 and
Yep.
res it. Next few clicks are a little trickier. I think I want to make sure I get my Cyberdex virus tweet back this turn. So
I was thinking 7.
Yeah, I think that's a good move. So I'm gonna use Cyberdex virus suites, and I think I want to coax out freedom targets. So I think I do hedge funds. I'm not feeling spicy enough, especially if imp out's too punitive.
But then you say targets. Obviously, they choose the freedom. It's not like Kim, where they don't have a choice.
Oh, yeah, this is a good point. They just don't pick it.
Yeah.
But it means that the deck is a little thicker.
Yeah. But then I suppose it comes down to do you want to improve your accesses or do you want to reduce theirs? And obviously, ideally, you want to do both. You can't do. You've got to pick one or the other.
What?
Because obviously, by doing that, you're making yours of you getting what you want lesser now by putting 2 cards in. It makes it worse for them for their accesses, but it makes it worse for you for your accesses for what you want to get. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And there's not a right or wrong answer. I don't know. It depends. Yeah.
I think the last one is maybe server 5 on R&D. Or
5. Yeah, put something on RD. I have nothing against that. Yeah. Although the only danger is the money.
Yeah, now you're
I guess
below.
You want to keep at 9, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I definitely don't want to go on to...
Yep, at 9 I get a full turn. Or if you're at 8, I get a full turn to set up.
Yep, you're right. Do I click? I hate that, but it might be the right move.
I mean, you can always advance something.
Yeah, you could advance the Horde once.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
Just in case you want to advance, if you can, because obviously, in case Ice gets destroyed, it just gives you more tokens just in case.
Yep. And I think I'm going to discard 3. I don't think there's any debate.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I don't want to give to the Amakua, so I'm going to
Yep.
Resin Fire.
Yeah,
Yep,
nope, this is the
absolutely.
right line. I just have to force it out of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 8, and I mean I could say now it's global food. And I think I'll do the other hedge funds.
There's a very good chance I just lose here, but singling HQ doesn't win me anything either, because I can't really get enough viruses down to 1, 2. I could hit, if I hit the biotic, I can kill it. But I think my better play is just hope that you don't have it.
Mhm.
But, 8 cards, 22 in the deck, there's a decent chance. Not amazing, but decent.
So priorities this turn I think are going to be getting to money, so I'm definitely playing, especially with Freedom now out. I'm definitely playing 6.
Definitely,
I
yeah.
think getting more ice on R&D and HQ is going to be really helpful.
So do you install some ice, advance it, then do the other one?
If that's the case, I have to discard a card. And I think I want to keep all of these cards pretty.
Yeah, no, I can see that actually.
Yeah, I think the move is going to be this. And then which is where? I think I do 4 on R&D, 5 on HQ.
Yeah, I can go over that. Yeah.
The reason being I'm anticipating more R&D runs than HQ runs in the coming turns.
Alrighty. Let's go. Let's gain 8 for a click. Not bad.
Which of these do I res? I think I res the innermost, I don't res the outermost.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Do I want Trank here, or do I want Botulus? Let's go with Trank.
90 nights.
Okay. It would come in with 1, it would have 1, so it's not worth it to do that, so I think I just go and do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, is that over MU? So do I not install the imp and just rely on freedom?
And you got quite a lot of virus tokens.
I mean, you don't really care too much about the Trank tokens. They're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
come back.
actually why I installed the Trank and not the Botulus, so let me just fix that board state real quick.
Yep. We can just do the run again if you want.
No, this is easy enough. I set click and credits up to 1, so.
Oh.
Alright. Beautiful. 4. Now I get to go labor rights, simulchip, Nob Curry. Then yeah, that is sort of why tranquilizers maybe not as good long term, but
I mean, I still don't want to res the ice anymore.
yeah, you will though if it makes me use a simulchip.
Oh, I absolutely will if it makes you use the simul chip. But if it's only at 1 click and you can break it with Amakua, nah.
Yeah.
Okay. think I'm going to draw.
Hmm.
I think I'm then going to advance both of my outermost ice.
Okay.
And I think I discard 5. I don't think that one's ever going to see play.
No.
I don't think I res the outer, and I think I res the inner.
Hmm.
Well, no, I think I res both because the fact is they're getting through this server. So
True. Yeah, if they're getting through. Depends though. I mean,
it means I have less room to. Well, okay, what do they do if I res both? If I res this card, they're going to simul chip something. Um, Actually, I
yeah,
think I res both.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. So how much do I play around this being the 2 Colossi in the list? Oh, I have MK for the second one, so never mind. 0%.
80 knights.
Oh, there was a reason not to do that, but oh well. Because I would like to have an imp, but...
No, this is a 100% res.
Yeah, if that's the
Yep.
second Whoredom. Oh, Macrophage? Cool. Time for a trace-off.
This is actually fascinating math. How much do I play? I think I end up just making them pay lots of money.
Yep, I don't think you pay into this.
I don't
Yep.
think so. I'm just thinking.
So the question is,
Yeah,
do
I'm not
I
paying.
pay into this at all? Basically, I'm paying for the one Amakua counter, and that's the only virus I care about in this board state.
Yeah, I doubt I'm resing that Colossus again.
So I don't pay into this. This I pay into. This I have to pay into. And this I pay into. Yeah, that's gotta go.
Ooh, I'm hurt.
Okay.
But at least I now have a fresh top card on R&D.
Yeah, I'm like not a big fan of my board state right now.
I don't like mine either, though. I think we're in a war of attrition.
Oh yeah, and because you're not where you need to be, I can play a little greedy, I think.
Okay, so you're now on a timer of 4 simul chips. That doesn't.
I've got 5 simul chips. One in the
Crap.
hand.
Right, you have 1 in hands. What's the move?
Hmm. So there's nothing we can advance.
Hmm?
So there's no value there. We probably want 2 credits to at least be able to combo next turn, I would say.
What? Yeah, definitely. I want 2 credits.
So I suppose whether you draw or not, basically, or just take 3. I think there's only options. If you draw, click 1 in case you get a money card.
Is drawing 1 worth it? I think it is. Did it register as drawing for you?
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, I cannot see it.
Okay.
I'll refresh and be in for a pleasant or unpleasant surprise.
Yes.
Let's see. That is a pleasant enough surprise. So I'm gonna click for 2.
Mhm.
And I think it's
Get rid of 5 and 7.
honestly, I was thinking getting rid of 4 and 6.
Yeah, that was something else I was considering as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I do 4 and 6.
Okay.
Alright, let's do this.
I don't think I'm gonna res either of these.
No.
Unfortunately, you don't have that many virus counters on you. Oh. Never mind.
That can stay. I think, because I only get the 1 imp trash.
Should I stay or should I go?
Wait, Aket's 3? So my play is Freedom Trash 1, 2, 3. Run HQ again.
You really don't anticipate this game lasting much longer.
I know you have. So I've killed 1 biotic, but you've drawn a lot.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
And like, I'm actually like, that doesn't. It doesn't cost me anything. I can always have an imp counter, basically. And yeah, like that's such a big hit for
Oh, that's huge.
for prolonging my chances of winning the game.
Okay. I think first click's a draw, no doubts.
Mm-hmm.
Second click is a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Third click is that card, the card I just drew.
Yep, I think it's another slam dunk, yeah.
Yep. All right.
Solves
Well,
that
that's
problem.
probably going to be lights out for me.
Not sure. We'll see.
This one thinks it is already then. This one's left.
So I can't do everything I want to do here.
Wow, a lot of people joined.
Yeah, apparently. Everyone wants to see me lose to this fun and interactive deck.
Okay, at this point, I think I res both.
Yep, you gotta res them both here.
Yeah, you got money now. Yeah, so you might just tax out
And it's more
resources,
important.
whether that's money or being forced to use single chips. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't.
All right.
So you're letting me gain a credit.
Yeah. Once you've played a Masscom, you're fine
Yeah.
for the rest of the game.
Probably. On her.
All right. That's 2 biotics in the bin, which is all the biotics this list is on. So now I can change my game plan a little.
Definitely.
I mean, like, you have a spin doctor left, so I have to be able to get in another time in the future, but that's a very different pace of game.
Agreed.
Yeah, I should have drawn there. Let's say I did that instead.
Okay.
It doesn't. I don't think it makes a huge difference, but
Now this game becomes very different. So I guess the plan now is going to be to adjust my board state to entirely shut freedom out. So I think double advancing my Akats aids in that goal quite a bit.
Yeah, because then they've got to. It's going to cost them way more money to deal with that.
I don't want to discard. I don't want to play any cards in my hand right now,
Okay.
but I might want to draw.
Mm-hmm.
I think a draw first click is fine because there's at least one card in this deck that I don't think I'm ever going to play.
Fine. Okay.
Okay, that's a good draw. I think I'm then going to double advance Akats.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
So I might want to double advance the outermost card in R&D, though I think that's lower priority. I think
Mhm.
priority now is getting the Jackson.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw. I wish I had some ice.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I'm
that
not-
early chisel was a mistake.
What?
Oh, I'm wondering if that chisel I made like used on turn like 4 was a mistake.
Might have been. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to draw again. I think I'm gonna install. No, that's a mistake. I think I'm gonna play a hedge fund.
Okay.
Alright, so I have to think of what my outs are here. Like, there's agendas and archives for sure, but I don't survive the punitive right now. And I need to find basically 4 agendas of the 6 left in the list, because that's how this list works.
I think I discard 7, because 7's pretty much irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's 7 and 5. No, not 5. 7 and 4.
Yeah.
Do I pull out Fermenter here?
Money is nice.
Is it relevant?
I mean, yeah, because you need to access 2 cards to win, obviously. Just working out how you do that.
Yeah. So it's 2 credits and 4 credits to, so it's 6 to run HQ for a single.
Potentially 7, because we don't know where that Aket token will go.
Oh, right. Aket could just keep making that more and more expensive. Boy. Yeah, I don't think money helps me much here.
I feel like most games of Max versus Built to Last Governments are going to get to this point where both decks are basically used up.
Yeah, it's like if I can trash your Spin Doctor, like it's just the game is over.
Yeah. Well, it is over unless I can build a really crazy remote server.
I don't think you can build a remote server with potentially that I can't handle.
I mean, the line is you just install a naked, you install 2 global foods. If you steal it, you've got a reasonable chance of getting punitive.
But you can't RPC 2 different targets, right?
No. You install global food at double advance. You just literally just score a naked GFR.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
to that way. Because
That's true.
I don't know how you get 19 credits.
If you do that, I get to I can double Fermenter for 16. Click for 1, 17, and I'm not there, yeah.
But you have Imp. You can just.
Oh, right. That's the actual play. Is I just Imp them.
Okay, true. That's actually so that ignore that. That's not going to work.
Yep. So do I just click for 4? Like, I'm trying to think. The way I can access R&D is I need that R&D ice to be a barrier or a sentry, and then I can double botulus the R&D stuff. So I have to kind of botulus the macrophage early so that it has time to. Oh no, I can use Hivemind. If I have to, I can use Hivemind counters. I'd rather botulus it early, I guess.
And Hortum?
Hortum I have to use a botulus on as well.
Right, okay.
So, like, that's my 2 simul chips spoken for. So I need that to not be the last Hortum. If it's Colossus, I just have to pay 1 billion credits with MK. If it's an Aket or a Pharaohs, I don't think I just pay 1 billion credits either way. Oh, I guess I don't need. Yeah, I'll probably actually trank the Macrophage. But then I'm not doing a conduit dig, so it's just like this line. That line just I think is not high enough play. Credits. So R&D is effectively sealed to me. It's just not worth the effort to get in. So now HQ and Archives are my two servers. If that's the case, doing this feels okay. I just start my turn. Do I click for 10? Or do I try and click for 12 next turn?
Oof. Big questions.
How good is the Purge? It's pretty good because it takes me a lot longer to get to a point where I can contest HQ, I think. So I think I have to just not be incredibly greedy and click for 10. 4 and 3, so it's 7. Get back 1, so it's 6 credits, so I can run every other turn. Which is not ideal, but it's something.
I love when our games are decided by a coin flip. If I get the card in an even turn or an odd turn.
Yeah. It's going to get more expensive each time, but eventually if I need to, I can do a D-res somewhere that's relevant, but... so you don't have the Spin Doctor in hand, so actually I just do this.
That is an immediate play.
Yeah.
You think it's not?
No, it is no. Sorry, I was putting for now taking forward, but no.
So I think based on the numbers, 8 is an immediate shuffle.
Yep.
I think the other... I think the other is 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Based on my outs right now, I think those are the right ones. I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on this. I'm gonna draw.
Yeah, you can draw up to your... Like, you don't draw on your last click, probably, but you can if you really want to.
Last click, I believe I'm gonna be putting 3 in HQ.
Yep.
And then I discard 4.
Possibly. So a 3 or 4. I don't know which one.
I like 4 because it makes everything a little less valuable.
Epic is saying 3.
What?
The Epic win in chat is saying 3.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
3. I'd buy it. I'm not gonna...
So that's representing a CVS threat. I mean, that basically is CVS. Do I care? Can I use my... So... I can still trash the Gov't through the imp. Or through the CVS. And it's not egregiously expensive. The issue is, if you had Spin Doctor, you would trash it. So really my only actual play... Yeah, actually my only play is to snipe it off of R&D first. There's just a very limited set of things I can handle on R&D. But I actually think it's my correct line.
I think, gonna res this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way they let it fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question for folks who know more about the rules.
Mhm.
What is the timing if hypothetically the card in HQ is a Cyberdex Virus Suites, which is in fact the only upgrade that this?
Yeah, I can in the while encountering ice, I can use my simul chip, break the whoredom before you have a paid ability window.
Cool. With Botulus or with Tranquilizer, though, is what's
Both.
Both.
Or no, sorry, not with. You could. So if I use Tranquilizer to derez, sorry. What would happen is I would install. I'm approaching the ice. Or sorry, yeah. Oh no, I can do it during the encountering phase, and immediately do the tranquilizer during when I would normally break ice. That would de-res the whoredom. You could purge, but you wouldn't have a paid ability window to res whoredom because you can only res ice when approaching the ice.
Yes, that makes sense to me.
Yep.
Would Botulus be acceptable?
Botulus, I could do the exact same thing where I res it during the breaking, basically when I would use icebreakers normally.
Okay, so there
And
isn't a paid ability between when you okay, nope, I follow what you're doing. Understood. You
yeah.
pop simul chip during that paid events window. Since you popped it during the paid events window, I don't have a window to play Cyberdex. Gotcha.
Yep. Once I've fully broken it, then I pass the window back to you, and you can Cyberdex me.
Okay, follow.
That said, I'm realizing I don't have enough credits to make it through Macrophage. So I just have to jack out here and click for 3.
Come on, Spin Doctor. That's not a Spin Doctor. I think I gotta just draw.
Mhm.
Yep. No, your draw. Like you. I basically win if Spin Doctor is in the bottom 2 here.
What?
That's true. That's a good point.
It
Because
has
if you res spin doctor, you draw cards. If you can't draw cards to corp, then you lose.
Yep. So it needs to be the next card, or I lose. Unless I have another win con.
So what you need to do is, I think, not draw. Well, no, you can draw here. The
I mean, if I draw
danger
here
of
and it's not spin doctor, it's GG.
The problem is if you draw here, then you haven't got a click to install it, and then
yeah. So then I get a chance to fish it out of.
No, the thing is, if you draw it though, if you draw it now, you still lose the game.
Yep.
Because you've done 2 cards on R&D, you managed to draw down to 1 card, you now can't use Spin Doctor.
Yep. So
you're right.
you have to hope that Spin Doctor's the top here.
So basically, you've just got to so basically, you've got to show up R&D. That's where the win is now.
I got a what?
R&D is where the win is now, basically, because if the runner gets into R&D and it's a Spin Doctor, they trash it. If it's not a Spin Doctor, it doesn't matter. Either scenario. So what they got to do is.
So I definitely can't draw.
Correct.
Yep. Okay. So I just have to pray it's R&D. If my out is R&D defense, because there's is there a way I can successfully protect a remote now?
With 3 turns and a botchless threat, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put this in R&D. Wait.
Oh no, the problem is no, because it doesn't help. But do you advance the card because it makes it more taxing by 3 credits?
Yep.
Them to run, and you can afford to spend credit.
Yep.
Okay.
I've not done that whole math on this, but I don't think making things more expensive can't be bad.
Okay, so it doesn't. So it's going to be
making it 6 is like backbreakingly expensive for me.
So I think the move is 8-3-4 without maybe 8. No, 8.
Excuse me.
8 card, 8, 6, and I guess 4 at this point.
Yeah.
All right. So my line here. Okay, if I blow up my entire board, can you score out behind a single piece of ice? You can score out behind exactly Whoredom, and everything else I think I can break with Paperclip. So I think my line is run R&D, let Colossus trash, break Whoredom with Botulus, let what do I need to do? I'm gonna lose the imp counter. I'm gonna lose any Botulus that I have. So I do lose if I access a GFI and there's a punitive in hand.
See, I suppose that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Agenda is how you know where you lose. Actually, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Is there a play with? No, maybe there isn't actually. I was just thinking, is there a play here with Chisel?
So I would love to Chisel, but Chisel gets beat by CVS because I have to install Chisel on approach for it to fire. Yep. If I had found that last CVS earlier, it'd be a different game.
Humorously, if I had 2 punitives and you access the hostile takeover,
I don't die.
Oh right, I have to hit it twice. You're right, I failed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so this is in this game, the Wildcats are so much worse than the Black Orchestra that, I might just pop them back out and put the Black Orchestra back in. Because that makes an enormous difference this game. That means I don't have to spend a simul chip to deal with Whoredoms. So the question is, so you get one trash with the Colossus, and then you get one trash with the Mousilus. Sorry, with Macrophage. And you could dump all your money to end the run. But you can't dump all your money, and then you would have to have your last mass comm. No, all three are gone. Beautiful. I guess you could spin back Biotic mass comm. But you need them to show up in that. You need to show them. They need to show up in a particular order here. So I think my line is just take 3 credits, run R&D. Let all subroutines fire.
So the move, I believe, is I'm going to trash Progenitor.
Yep.
In Cookbook.
Mhm.
The reason for this being... Oh, just Progenitor. I don't have... The reason for this being that now your imp is turned off. And you
Sort
have
of.
to...
No, because you can still knob cure the imp.
Yep.
Ah, good catch.
Mm.
If that's the case, then the move actually would have been to trash the imp. Oh well.
We can do that if you prefer. You'll get a chance with the Macrophage, I think. I'll trash
It
the
doesn't
imp,
matter.
and if it becomes relevant, it becomes relevant, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter. We sort of, I think, both know what possible angles this game is going to go in.
All right. Yeah, I guess like in theory, I could have paid 9, but then you just get to bounce me, and that's the like most important thing here, so I don't get bounced. And you can fire all subs. And now I don't care because I have no imp. So.
I'll do the Tranquilizer because I'm so on edge. Oh, right. The last one you always have to do manually because the world is unfair.
So
Cool. And that's the game.
Yeah.
Unless I can think of... Well...
You can try and find a way to score here. That you just have to find a way to score here. That's your out.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I think I have...
Do you do what I think you do? 5, take 2.
What? 5, take 2? Let me think.
Don't know what they do about it.
What they do about it is run, steal, run archives.
Yeah.
But maybe I've put all 5 of my other agendas in archives, in HQ.
Yeah.
There is a mathematical possibility. So I actually made a very major misplay there. Because I actually think the game is won if instead of discarding Whoredom a few turns ago, I discard Hostile Takeover. Because the Hostile Takeover being in Archives does absolutely nothing. Archives is just as toxic before and after, and the Whoredom actually serves as a win con here.
No, that's fair.
Yep,
Yeah.
so that was a mistake.
If I'm on Black Orchestra, it doesn't though. So like I'm not sure. Like I don't know.
I mean, it's also a win con if hypothetically Archives is protected by a Hordem. Unfortunately, Archives is not protected by a Hordem.
Yep.
Cool.
This was
my
really
bedtime.
informative to me.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for letting us watch. It's been really interesting. I need to go because it's like way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll speak to you all very soon.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you for coming
Later,
for all
Roder.
watching
Nice.
all that.
Great game, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah. So things that I'm taking away from this game. I think that emergency win con of having a Hordem in play is more relevant than it seems. I also think trying to get exactly 6 agenda points in Archives quicker is pretty powerful. Because if you have a credit advantage and you can get 2 global food initiatives into Archives, Archives is essentially toxic the rest of the game.
Oh, right. And my big mistake this game, my biggest mistake was not discarding the imp when I had a simul chip in play, so they could get it in an instant speed.
Yep.
Because then I would have had an extra HQ trash on a biotic labor early in the game, which makes a huge difference. The chisel play was very slow. I think you sort of just have to discard chisels. It's a late game thing, not an early game tool for Cats. I think it was it was still not a good. Yeah, chisel is so bad. Oh my goodness! Like if I think, yeah, it's a kind of atrocious. But like I get why it's in this list. It makes a lot of sense in this list. It would be good in this matchup if I had been able to stack Hivemind counters.
I found that the chisel actually the chisel play, because I've been playing the max list a good bit, and I think I found that the best thing that I find with the chisel plays is actually getting through with Amakua after a purge when your Amakua is relatively low strength.
Mm.
It actually has a lot of mileage in
Cool.
getting ice to like low turtle strength.
Oh, cool. That's good to know.
But yeah, it's not. Yeah, as Vale said, it's fucking awful into CVS.
Yeah.
Because you install it on approach, and then they just pop CVS and disaster.
On the whole, like I think this deck just like the Red Planet Couriers built to last deck really falls apart to Imp or Trash. And if you want like a winning deck list that also falls apart to Imp or Trash, you should be doing Spombo. I'm not sure though.
I think this is a lot more game against Max than Spombo. I think Spombo hard concedes this match. Like, not hard concedes, but like, I think Max just hard mulls for Knob Korean Imp and wins the matchup.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Like this is really good at, and I played through this today with Cable Carnage against the RPC deck, and like this deck is very, very good at taxing your simul chips, because like it's able to play dirtily, so like it can just like play all this ice, and it can actually just manually purge every like 2 or 3 turns, and not like, again, for most corps that's like so fucking bad if they're manually purging to deal with your board state. But for this, they just manually purge, and then after that, then they just play mass comms, and it's as if
I will say, like, I actually think if I have Black Orchestra instead of Wildcat, this game feels very different. Because I had to juggle. I think these 2 Hordems ended up eating 3 Bacilli over the course of the game, which like ends up being a really big cost. Breaking Hordem for 3 always is fine in theory.
Yeah. I think it's a close game. There isn't a doubt about that. It's a really neat deck. I'm really glad I'm sort of learning how to play it.
Yep, I do want to kill it with fire. And I would, if we were going to do emergency bans, a Gov't ban seems much better to me than an emergency VLC ban 1 month into a new meta. But what do I know?
I don't want to live in a world where Government Takeover is on the fucking ban list.
We put
like,
Gagarin on the ban list for less NPE shit than this. I mean, this is
look. Don't open the gag can of worms.
it's also why Kayambe Grid is on the ban list. Like,
if you remove Government Takeover and then like Punitive Counter-Strike and Boom, suddenly Wayland's cards thematically stop even being the meanest. They're just like a construction.
You're not getting rid of. I'm not saying either of those other two cards. Literally, Government Takeover is just kind of serving a dumb function in these lists. But
I mean, I think you could get rid of Mass. I think if they were.
Oh yeah, that's true. Masscom, I also wouldn't mind seeing go.
Because you can't like the non-imp decks have no way of disrupting these corp strategies. Because like these decks like fall apart if you force them to spend money because their ice sucks when it's not like if you res like Colossus is a 4 strength 6 to res ice that has like good subroutines but like it's 6 to res and it doesn't end the run.
As we saw this game.
And like yeah, like like their ice is kind of garbage. And if they spend all their money resing all this ice, then they're like their economy, like they have no other economy otherwise. But then they just like Masscoms right now gets what, like 14 credits for 1 card.
Yeah.
And then they could res all their stupid ice. And they can and then all they need is 9 credits. The deck only needs 9 credits to win.
It would be a total death knell of SSO though if Masscom was banned.
Hey, sorry, I just watched that. Sorry to interrupt if this is uncouth. But just in terms of the deck list, if this is a bad matchup, would you consider just putting Claude in?
Yeah, that's like actually another, like if this is that bad of a matchup, you can just put Claude in, I think.
Like I think they have no win con against Claude. You win 100% of the time, unless they like have a way to remove it from the game.
Well, so the thing is, they get 3 clicks after you install the Clot. Right, so you have to blind call it when they have every time they have 9 credits. No, they have to play Biotic.
No, they have the Biotic first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got like what? At the end of the game, you can do nothing and just wait. You got like 9 simul chips.
That's
or whatever,
true.
Right?
Yeah. So like, if you're worried about this matchup, like, so the cuts that like the easy cut that you can do against everyone is cut the Wildcat to put back a Black Orchestra, and like you're maybe losing a little bit against the field, but like you also don't just die to like, well, Thimble Rigs maybe not as much of a problem, but I feel like there's enough. Like,
no, you got on the Kui. You don't need Thimble Rig. Like you're not worried about that.
Yeah, that's true. Thimble Rig isn't the issue. I guess there was more the CVS and Archives, meaning I can never charge Amakuas here is rough.
You could cut both Wildcats and then just add Black Orchestra and the Clots, but then Econ.
Yeah, I'd rather keep like Wildcat made sense for.
I'm kind of with. So.
Yeah, the CVS though is a bit of an issue for Clot.
So like the CVS. Well, they still like if they Biotic, that's usually the tell. So you simul chip in your Clot, and then they've got 4 clicks to.
Well, you wait for them to install, don't you?
You have you have to contest the CVSs that could be on the board. That's
for sure.
But if you can get both CVSs in the archives, then you've won the game probably.
Because they can't like bait it out. They can't do Biotic install Government Takeover like as a bluff.
Hypothetically, though, I could then just install CVS in archives. And then if you run to trash it, you're hitting all of my poisons, GFIs, and I punitive you. I realize that's a very specific counterplay.
No, I mean that is the right counterplay.
Yeah.
It becomes this weird thing where like I have to somehow keep up with a Masscom econ. Like there was times in this Wink game where I could have kept up on econ. Like I was probably 1 fermenter away from actually having an econ lead here. So I don't know. This is a tricky matchup of tech and counter tech, but yeah, I don't know.
I think like I haven't played the matchup enough to like figure out if Clot is necessary. I guess the problem is that like the decks that Clot is good against right now, which would be like Spombo and maybe like CTM, if they're on Sansan, which they probably should be. I think Imp just does like a good enough job at disrupting those decks that you don't need to devote a slot to. And like the slots in this list, I think are really tight.
Yeah, I think in this matchup, if you did just have a Black Orchestra instead, you wouldn't need the clock pressure if you could just access more consistently.
Yeah, yeah. So this would be something where I definitely would want to try just having a Black Orchestra before I tried putting in a Clot. And then if I felt like this was both a matchup that was going to make it to the top tables and a matchup that I needed the Clot for, then I put it in, I think. Yeah, I don't know. This was interesting. I wonder... Yeah.
Sorry, if I can ask something real quick. When you rebirth, is Kim not, I think, better a lot of times? Because like with Freedom, you're not going to run twice, right? Like you're not going to get your choice.
So at the time when I was rebirth, I was thinking about that. I think the reason I didn't, there was, so at the time when I rebirthed into Freedom, I don't think there was an Aket on HQ, so it actually was reasonable to run twice.
Okay.
And I did run twice a couple times. Admittedly, I imped and freedomed, and I could have imped and edited, so maybe that was right.
Yeah, I think it's a toss-up. I don't know if the link matters in the matchup. It's nice against Macrophage too, just have one link, but like that thing only fired what, once and a half?
Yeah, we can even see. Actually, we can check how much I use freedom because I think it's going to be yeah, no, Ed is probably right here. I guess the edge case that I did actually use is trashing an Aket from hand, so I can increase the value of my next access, and not have to use the imp on that. But it sort of washes out. So maybe Ed is just the same. I don't spend resources. I guess to me, I thought I have more flexibility with freedom, and I'm going to have infinite counters on Botulai and Tranquilizers that I'm not going to use.
Yeah, but I think there's one turn where you're running HQ and you're thinking like, oh, I'm not going to have enough for RPC, but I will have enough for Biotic. And that was a bit stressful.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
There's like one turn, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. It was nice. I did end up killing a wall-to-wall for one virus counter, which, like, you know, I'm not going to argue that makes it worth it, but technically it wasn't useless. So.
Yeah, I think just having the flexibility of freedom over Ed is just what edges it. Although generally speaking, like you're just going to trash. Like the way I found to beat this earlier on, once you've got your max rig set up and you're in like stabby mode, is just trash everything on site. Like if it's like if you're doing conduit digs, if you see like I was trashing punitives, even though my plan was never to never make punitive an issue. And yeah, and just having the flexibility of, but yeah, I don't know. I think Ed is worth consideration, but I guess freedom you can still trash like wall to walls. You can still get ice.
Yeah.
Trashing a spin doctor for 0 is maybe relevant too.
Yeah, I think in any matchup where you can run more easily, like 100%.
Yeah.
And this one's a bit.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to keep in mind next time I'm looking at Rebirth. I definitely stopped and asked about Ed, and then just said, freedom is almost. It's never every time the meme is always never Rebirth into Ed. It always looks better than it is. And I figured with the extra virus counters I had lying around, it was going to be the same. But yeah, probably Ed is right.
I actually say this with a very minor tongue-in-cheek. But what if you rebirthed into Nat?
It'd be pretty bad. I need the trash here. I need the trash. Like it was.
Yeah.
You need the disruption.
I need an extra trash per turn.
Better freedom.
I think if you want to do economic, you'd even do Quetzal over Nat, just because it deals with for free with the what's it called, the Akets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good call. Yeah, that makes way more sense.
All right, and these are the second pair of lists that played in this session. We record the day that VLC was banned, so I just took out the 3 VLCs, put in 2 sprints, a red level clearance, and swapped out a slot machine for a predictive planogram. I think there's a 0% chance that those are the right swaps to make the Skunkvoid Asa deck still work. But I think, as we see, the deck still has some legs. And then I'm guessing that this is the version of Max that Anarcho Mushroom was on. This is basically making the same swaps I made, but having a black orchestra instead of an MK. This game is pretty fast, so hope you stick around and enjoy it.
Also, I think you just want more cards. You just want more stuff. Fuck, I didn't make hands visible.
Oh, I think I made this, and I did. I hope.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Someone can, if I don't know if anyone's still watching, they can let us know. If no one's watching, I guess it doesn't matter, right? But boy, this is a hard choice. Cool. They can't see the hands.
Oh, sweet.
I don't know, this seems rough, but I'm worried I could mull into a lot worse than this.
This is like really, really clunky. And like this is like our turn 1 plays here are like super, just really, really fucking awkward.
Yep.
So
We're just gonna be 2 awkward people fumbling out of the gate.
Click for credit. Click for credit. Yeah, this is much better.
Yeah, I may hard concede after like 2 turns if this goes too sideways, but. Hey, double daily cast hit. Let's go. Skill. Skill.
So this could be an earlier Rashida, which is an issue. Now that a lot of Asa's very like hyper acceleration is kind of limited to just Rashida now that they've done a VLC.
You get
very
like
little here. That...
You get like 2 extra turns at least. Like.
Yeah, it's what a fucked up card. I think we want to force the res here. There's very little like Hagen doesn't punish us here.
Yeah.
Slot machine is probably the worst. But yeah, I think we just want to be a little bit aggressive because if we let a Rashida fire, it's just kind of shite.
No, I think my play is I don't res the ice here. Because it's an maybe I do. Yeah, let's do it this way. This might be wrong. You'll have to tell me after. Or like as soon as you see this play, but
yeah, I think this is actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can give yourself the click back if you want to contest it.
So, I was just looking at my hand and like. That is a Rashida. Actually.
Oh,
I think it actually. Did we both goof?
No, I'm laughing at myself because what I did last time I played and tried to record for the thing, I had one window I was playing on and one window I was spectating on, so that I could like let the spectators have the whole thing, but they're just gonna see my hands here. So this is the thing where I'm like, should I have not res the Eli and just res the Maryland? But I'm like, 1 click and 2 credits is like a lot worse of a board state than 2 credits and 2 credits and 3 clicks. Like,
yeah, I think resing the Eli is actually okay there because if you just res the Maryland, I think it's a much easier trash for me.
Yeah.
Then I can, you
can click back up worst case, like.
Exactly. Whereas now I'm like, I probably leave this which I don't want to do. But if I trash it, I have no plays this turn. Yeah. And then I want to get. Yeah, I want to get this going instead. Maybe.
All 3 daily casts. It's too good. All right. Let's go.
Damn right, I have the sick alt arts. Huh. Okay, that's okay. Kind of really would love a dirty laundry. That would be like that would be really nice. What's in HQ?
Who knows?
I think we poke HQ here. Yikes. Okay. I think maybe we go again. Oh. Well. Yeah, I can fuck off. Okay, that was.
That was not a bad turn.
Don't need this. Yeah, that was Oh god.
We in it, boys. Oh man, fully up. Thank goodness you exist.
Purple inject.
Alright, so I think it's bop bop bop. Bop.
Okay. That's kind of annoying. I think this turn we just kind of have to set up a little bit. Yeah, this is frustrating.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Not so much of an idiot. A little bit of an idiot. Oh boy, you know what? I'm gonna find a way to make Skunkvoid Asa work. This is too much fun. I just realized that a drafter can be an end the run ice if the runner is trashed Anoetic Void and they don't have a breaker out.
Yeah, I've done that. And it's real fucking nice.
That's so rude. I hadn't thought about that. I do also just like lose to install any program, install Conduit, and rip it. Like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I am not in a great board state here, but I'll take what I can get first. Keeping a GFI and like my opening hand was hedge fund GFI, CVS, Anoetic, and Eli. And I was like, well, this is like, maybe should have been a mulligan in retrospect, but like it felt like it was gonna if I drew an ice, like that's a great hand, and I drew an agenda, or no, I drew the Maryland, I think. I was like, yeah, this is okay. It's probably playable.
Yeah, I think it's like a world without VLC. I think you're generally looking for a Rashida turn, like a Rashida play for turn 1.
Yeah.
Like Rashida behind ice, because I think otherwise your draws can be a little clunky. But if you get like a Rashida, or even if you're able to just get a very aggressive flop setup, like
Yeah.
turn 1 is ice remote, turn 2 ice remote, and then flop, like it's.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I can just mulligan for flops a little bit, or flops a little bit harder too, if I don't have the Rashidas. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe I should be a little bit greedier. Or I should just go back to trying to make my Rococo list work. That could also be the case.
Have you tried Rococo in
Yeah,
Gateway
I've
yet?
tried. It doesn't really work, but
I suppose with VLC gone, it's even worse.
VLC is gone and IT department is gone, or tech startup. I mean, so you have to run 2 and 2, instead of 1 and 3, which makes it a lot worse.
Right.
Like you just lose a lot of consistency.
Yes, it's fine. This is.
There might be some cool like 5-point combo with it though now, so that's something I should look at a little bit more. Because Spin Doctor lets you turn a biotic and red level into an extra click, and you can do that 3 times with 3 Spin Doctors. So like I think
really? You can use biotic. Wait, hang on. Biotic spin and red level.
Yep. So it's you basically the combo is you fully opt to all but 2 cards left in your deck. Res a Spin Doctor.
Yeah.
Play a biotic or like you red level clearance to install the Spin Doctor, gaining the click back.
Yeah.
Play a biotic labor. Your deck is RNG is empty. You shuffle in red level and biotic. I guess you need to have 2 red levels, or you have 1 in archives, 1 in your hand. And then you get to shuffle back the biotic and the red level. Do that again. Do that again.
It's like can we get accelerated diagnostic, mom? It's like have accelerated diagnostic at home.
Yeah. It's a much worse accelerated diagnostics. Maybe I'll. Oh, that should have been what I said was my champ card if I was to design one for Slums Cast. It's just a accelerated diagnostics redesign, but it lets you draw. It works properly with drawing cards.
Man, what the fuck do I do here? I have a lot of really good cards in my hand. I should probably play some.
Hey, you don't need to if you don't need to win the game. Like.
That's true. I think I can just set up. Can we do? Could run this remote. Either a skunk or a void. Oh, yeah, that's okay. Perfect. Oh, perfect.
To here.
That's a bit spicy. Oh, really good.
This was a very weird draw for me.
Mm.
Do you have turtle in the bin? You do. So this play is maybe
I
not the
do.
best. Yeah.
Main. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if you can make it into a Skunkvoid server though, even with turtle. I guess no,
Yeah,
you
I don't think I
can. It's
can.
install fermenter, pop it, and go.
Yeah, but I'd need to install from hand.
Yes, you need to install the
It would
fermenter
need to
from
be
hand.
install pop, and then I can pay through the skunk
Oh no, but
in
if you install
void.
pop, I just void you twice.
He just voided me twice. So I wonder. I kind of wish I had another simul chip.
Yeah, one more simul chip on the board, and I think you have the. So I think if you can't win on server 2, you have to win elsewhere, or think that I'm bluffing with an NGO, or another
Pretty
4-2 that I'm scoring off tempo.
I think I need to do some kind of wibbly kind. Actually, we have a Hivemind with a shitload of counters on it. So
Yeah, if you have a simul chip in hand, I think you can install it, like run HQ for a Amakua and Hivemind counter, and then conduit for the win.
Yeah, I don't, but I have this.
Okay. That, yeah, will basically work.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit all or nothing, but I can't get into the remote.
Yeah. So I have to res.
Ugh.
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky that basically all my ice requires the full botulus.
Mhm.
And if you spend Hivemind counters, I think you end up get 2 counters, so you would see the same number of cards. I guess Imp would let you see 1 more
Yeah.
to go back in. So like, it's just if you don't win, it's fairly safe.
No action. How many cards am I seeing? I'm seeing 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we have to do this.
Oh, oof. So this does see 2 new cards, 3 new cards. Imp, Hivemind, Conduit. Or Imp and 2 on Conduit, yeah. Okay. I just have to hope that those are not 2 whammies in 3 cards. So you've basically seen 7 cards. So my R&D, it's really that there are 20, or there's 15 cards, and I need some agendas. So I do have a GFI archive, so it's been sitting there the entire game.
Oh no!
But I figured when you trash the CVS, I was like, I bet I can get away with this until I find a spin doctor, and then I was like, I think I can keep the spin doctor away. So yeah, I think you have to access. Oh, wow.
GG.
GG. Wow, that was such a
Yeah,
weird draw.
I was just like, there's no way in hell I can get into the Skunkvoid remote.
Let's see. How far down you go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I got to the slot machine, and then the luminal was after the slot machine.
Okay, so then there was the next agenda after that was 3 cards further down.
Okay. Yeah, I think like I still don't know how to play this deck properly. It's like your sequencing is so important.
Yeah. It might be that the deck list isn't that amazing if your name is not Pinsel.
Look,
though the fact that all of NWE did that well suggests that there's at least something there for not Pinsels.
Look, I just think it's something in like Central European blood.
That, or they've just grinded a lot of matchups. That could be the case too.
Or that. It was the same with Geist. Like I was trying to learn Geist at one point. Like,
I wonder if you could have just. When did you install the knob curry?
Saw a few. Actually, I don't think I installed it that long ago. I think only
turn
like
6. Or turn 5. So 6, and then 7. So I'm wondering if you could, like, when I have an open R&D like that, because it was open at that point, I wonder if you just go to town a little bit when you've got 2 points already.
Yeah, so that's what I was like thinking, and like I had Botchli in hand, and I think I had a Chisel as well. It was doing nothing.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking, like, do I just play a random program just to trash it and get the conduit back, and then just start like hammering R&D? Because I'm 4 points up, and it's like turn 5.
Yeah. that'd be an interesting line to think about. I actually this game it definitely would have won you the game because I drew my agendas like just all over the place. Right, this is I had with oh shoot I at one point I actually counted out how many agendas and I had like seen 6 agendas with half the deck left to draw in a 9 agenda deck I think.
Oh crikey.
So, but
Yeah, maybe going for the early conduit was right. I'm like, generally speaking, I don't like I think with this deck, you don't want to conduit like that early.
You don't want to invest resources conduiting early.
Yeah, but I guess if they have an open R&D,
if they have an open
like,
R&D,
I've got, like,
yeah, it feels like maybe you can, and it's a pretty like a single simul chip seems like one card and one simul chip on an entirely open R&D seems maybe worth it to me. But I don't know. That's a thing we probably have to play out a couple of times just to see what the or math out what the expected value is there.
Yeah.
But,
like I think this Max I think the Max deck is like I was chatting about it in another Discord server and like with the VLC ban I'm reasonably confident that maybe it's the best runner. But I think it's got a bit of the Geist problem where it's the best runner to the people who know how to play it. I think you just need to get the reps in with it because it's.
all right. Well, thanks for the game. I'm gonna have to call it a night, but.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. here, so
my goodness.
I should probably go to bed.
Yeah, probably.
Alrighty. Later.
Catch you later.